Like I have to measure the
No, the best one was on the live. Did you see that? Oh, you didn't see that.
I don't watch you guys.
I know.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then Dylan, approve.
Welcome, Curiosity Public. My name, Dutch.
My name, Jules.
Me llamo Dylan.
And welcome to yet again.
Come on, Dylan. Come on. Really?
Hey. Are you making fun of me?
Yes. And welcome to yet another one of our world famous Drinkthroughs. That's right. In this episode, we're going to be drinking through one of the more popular tequila brands that's out there, G4. We like G4. We've had a lot of the different G4s in our time, but I've never done this sequentially like we're about to. Do you guys have any expectations?
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
Jules, anything to say?
It's going to be fun.
Wow, you guys are full of amazing, pithy comments right now.
Fly like cheese. A G5.
Let's go through quickly what we've got on the table here. So we're going to be starting off with the Blanco. Retail price for the Blanco around $32 to $40, depending on where you get it. We've then got the still strength or the higher proof Blanco that comes in at 108 proof. Then we've got the Reposado. Then we've got a Reposado barrel pick. As you can see there, it's a single barrel selected of the Reposado. And then we've got the Añejo. And we've got the extra Añejo. And then we've got the extra Añejo, the 5-year Añejo down there at the end. Let's kick this off with the Blanco. Okay, guys, Blanco time. This is, G4 in its pure form there. Get a quick look at the bottle. Blanco, look at that. 80 proof on this one, as I said, around 30. I think I got this bottle for like $33. And depending on where you're based or where you're looking for it, it can be a little more than that. We get pretty good prices in Southern California on this stuff, though. And we should note, I think we did do a review of this. If you want to see our regular review of the G4 Blanco, there'll be a link that will pop up down there. I can already smell it.
Me too. And you didn't spill any.
I was trying to show the legs on that. Like the delay.
And no one's watching.
Yeah, it's got a pretty nice viscosity to it.
Do you see that?
How's the nose, guys?
Amazing.
Intense.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just wow. Just
you know what it adds, though, to the agave is like a grassy. There's like a grassiness to this nose. It's really nice.
Fresh cut.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, fresh cut launch. Where like Fortaleza is like the earthy. Yeah. This is more grass. Yeah. It has a little bit of that flower. A little bit more sugar, don't you think?
Yeah, it's sweeter.
Sweetness.
Yeah. All right, how is the palate?
Oh, it's so bright. This is like a bright presentation.
And it's fruity, There's like
it's
a cherry,
really fruit
like
forward.
a sweet cherry.
The mint is it's always there.
Yeah.
It's always there
Subtle,
for me.
but it's perfectly balanced. Oh my gosh, this is so good, so drinkable.
I get more like white sugar.
I was about to say the finish is like a mix of white pepper and white sugar.
Yes,
Yeah,
perfect description.
It's really
I completely agree.
amazing finish on this. one.
Amazing.
Great mouthfeel too. What's going on?
I'm gonna sneeze.
Because of the white pepper. Because of the white pepper.
Yeah, white pepper does make you sneeze.
I think if for people who don't drink a lot of tequila, they might kind of blow these off and not like focus on the Blanco and might go to the extra añejo.
You have to start with this.
No,
you have to start there. It's really in order to understand the lineup, you have to start with the Blanco.
Agreed. Well, we just did, but now let's kick it up a notch and try the 108. Okay, guys, let's kick up the proof. So we're gonna jump to
Did you just gargle with the tequila?
54% alcohol version of the Blanco now. A lot of tequila brands do this. They say that this is more for like they're mixing tequila, but it's great because you can see what this spirit really is like at a higher proof, a higher concentration, basically. So
this is the Dylan version.
The Dylan version. Wow, look at the legs are that much more syrupy.
Oh,
Wow. How's the nose?
this is what I'm talking about. Oh, so good.
Wow. But what's accentuated the most, do you think?
The agave. The agave is finally punching through a lot more.
A little less grass.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little
A
less
lot
sweetness.
less grass. Less sweetness.
Touch of ethanol.
Mint is buried
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little bit more.
There's something else. There's another element here. It's almost like a graininess, which is really weird.
And the fruit is like gone.
Yeah. The agave kind of takes everything over, and then there's ethanol.
Right.
I think I know what you're talking about. There's like an intangible component.
Yeah.
Is it like the ethereal umami?
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's taste it.
I'm just making stuff
So
up.
it's just moving on.
I wanted to see if you would disagree.
Wow, that's a completely different dram.
It's very different. I think if I had this blind, it'd be hard for me to identify this as a G4.
Yeah, it does not taste like 108 proof.
The hard part is,
There's no
first
proof.
of all, you wouldn't know that this was a higher proof.
No way.
And secondly, because of that,
It's dangerous.
you
Oh
might
my
just
God.
say that this is the regular Blanco, and you're trying to, go into your mind vault and figure out, is this G4? Is this Fortaleza? Definitely not Fortaleza, but maybe
No.
like
It's
some
spicier
other-
than Fortaleza.
Yeah.
But
It's less earthy than Fortaleza.
earthy.
It's a little less fruity than the watered down version.
less fruity.
But the aroma is...
And the finish is...
I feel like they present
nice.
the agave in a much more kind of robust way.
Yeah, there's a little more
one?
spice, a little more of the pepper coming through. It's a little punchier. I think if I were going to be mixing a drink, I would want to put this in there because the subtlety, the
gonna come
sweetness, and the grassiness of the regular one, you're going to lose that in a mixed drink.
But it's going to survive it.
But this is going to really punch through. You're going to get a nice agave hit in whatever you make with it.
I think if I wanted to kind of present G4, I would probably do this, actually.
I agree. I think
lower
from a
proof?
sipping perspective,
Oh, for sipping, yeah.
the lower proof actually you get,
No, it's like just presenting. It's like you want to know what base G4 tastes like. I would
okay.
rather do the 80.
Well, of course you're going to save this.
No. It has more character. That kind of the theme continues with these other expressions
well, let's
rather than the 108.
Don't know.
let's see, guys. Let's move on to the Reposado. Okay, guys, Reposado time. What are you guys laughing about? So the Repo is, I think it's like a 10-month age for G4, somewhere around there. Let's get a quick look at the bottle here. You can see that. 80 proof. Nice looking bottle. I don't think I gave a close-up of the still strength, so let me do that real quick. Only difference is down there at the bottom. See the proof, 54%, 108 proof. And then up here at the top, it's got the 108 and the black cork. Okay, back to the Repo.
I'm excited to try this because I don't really reach for Repo, right?
Yeah, and it's a very light colored Repo. I mean, all of the G4 stuff is
There's
light
nothing
colored.
wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Usually,
Please don't put coloring.
from my understanding, though, is that they reuse barrels a lot with G4, so you don't get quite as much barrel influence, but you still get that age.
Really light wood. Like the light barrel.
But it's sugary. It's really sugary on the nose to me. It's like a light brown sugar.
See? It's the flavor profile of the 80 proof Blanco that theme continues here.
But I would say on the nose, the barrel does come through.
It does, for
It
sure.
really does come through. Yeah, the grassiness is in there. Mm-hmm. Now with a little bit of brown sugar instead of just white sugar.
That's right.
But very similar.
Yeah.
It's almost sweeter across the board, I would say.
Much sweeter.
A little less agave.
It's this, but the sweetness isn't because they bumped up the white sugar. It's the brown
sugar,
sugar,
the molasses
darkness, the
coming through,
molasses that's coming through. Yeah.
Oh, I think I actually prefer this to the Blanco.
You know, I like this because I mean, you said it was refill, right? All the refills.
I think they usually do refill. I mean, and they reuse the barrels.
It's very, very like subtle.
Yeah.
It's nuanced in its presentation.
It's almost delicate in some ways.
Yeah.
But there's still this core of agave. You can still kind of sense that grassiness, but then there's just this like a sprinkle of brown sugar on the top.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
I agree.
I do feel it's oilier, the viscosity.
So who is this for? Who is this for, though? Repo.
This is for the Repo drinkers. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't love the big, bold punch of agave, and they just want a little bit of age on it, but they don't want to lose the agave. There's a lot of people that are experienced tequila drinkers that gravitate towards the Repos because of that. They don't want all the age, all that barrel. They want a little bit, and still retaining that agave core. That you said it yourself. you can taste the natural progression here.
Right.
And it's not the bright sweet.
It's not the
more
bright
like the
sweet.
Dark, yeah.
So I'm going to say, why don't we hold on to this glass and let's compare it to the next one, which is a single barrel Reposado, and see what we detect, or taste what we detect, and comment on it. Okay, guys, single barrel. This is a barrel pick of Reposado. As you can see there on the camera, there's a little single barrel release there. And on the side here, oops, wrong way, you can see that there's it's aged 10 months. They've got a bottle number and all that. I believe this was something that was like a restaurant pick or something like that. I don't even know how I got this. I think our friend Dr. Oju gave me this one.
Thank you, Dr. Oju.
But seeing as this is also a Reposado, I figured it would be an interesting one to see how much variance. So I gotta make sure I don't mix these up. How's the nose? Any difference on the nose?
Legs on that.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
More potent.
Yeah, the single barrel is...
More sugar.
It's very similar, going back and forth.
This is really
It feels
sweet.
like they turned up the volume just like one notch.
No, I think this got brighter.
It's a little brighter to me, too. And the regular one's a little earthier to me. Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
In fact, it actually smells like, like when you go through a
you're right.
firework field.
You're right. You're right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What is a firework field? What is a firework field?
Doing your Bane impression over there?
Exactly. Rawr.
Whoa. It's a completely different palate.
Yes, from the nose.
The finish is shorter.
The finish
It's
is way shorter.
it's thinner
shorter.
almost.
I think overall, palate, everything, dude.
I feel
Less
like
spicy.
I feel like the agave's turned down a little bit.
And the
Spice is turned down.
Not as oily.
More
Just
drinkable,
goes
maybe.
through.
I mean, it's
Maybe
The
more
sugar's
drinkable.
up. The molasses is slightly higher.
I don't want to be the first person to use the word in this episode, but it is more smooth. If smoothness is any indicator, like it's
It's an indicator.
there's less there. There's less spice, there's less everything almost.
I'm getting a little bit more bitterness.
I think I'm with you, especially on the finish.
Yeah.
There's something
The finish
bitter
is a
happening.
little bit more bitterness.
Yeah,
I feel like it wasn't like blended out or something.
And it's like cloying now, actually. The
it's
bitterness.
interesting.
Would I pick this over the regular? Well, in this particular
You kind of see
single
what they
barrel,
were
I
going for,
probably
though.
go.
It's like they wanted to get something unique.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were going for with
selection.
this.
I don't know what that even means. It's putting
I have
a
a feeling
single
it's
barrel
like-
into a
No,
bottle.
I mean, I feel like, if this was like a steakhouse that picked this, kind of makes sense.
Maybe it would go better with certain foods.
Yeah.
Potentially. I don't know. I see that. Who knows? All right, guys, let's move on to the Añejo. All right, Añejo time. We actually have an open bottle of this we're going to be pouring from, but I'll do a quick close-up here of the bottle. Look at that, 80 proof. Nice looking bottle. Got a little bit of a different motif there. You can put that back down.
Okay.
Now the Añejo will set you back closer to $65 to $75. They recently actually had this at a Costco near me on like a huge discount. It was something like $40 a bottle. It was really cheap.
Ow.
Or maybe it was 45, something like that.
Did you buy the crate?
I did get myself a case. Yes. It's a fantastic bargain at that price. So, all right, guys,
Whoa.
a little more barrel influence here. How's the nose?
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh, wow,
completely different.
So thick. Wow.
It's funny. The only way I could describe the nose, it's like,
Smooth.
I was going to say, candied mud.
What?
Well, you're getting that earthiness, but then it's like sugary.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew you ate mud.
mud eater.
Mud.
It's sugary. There's a lot of sugar.
It is, right?
It's still that light brown sugar.
This is really a weird expression.
It is, yeah.
Like, it doesn't compute. There's not like that, like
And-
there's no rich depth
Yeah.
in
There's a
terms
lot
of
of
like
agave.
agave.
I feel like there's a disconnect between the
But
nose
there's a
and
lot
the
of barrel.
palate.
Yeah, there's a lot of barrel. There's a lot of sugar.
You can almost taste like the whiskey that was in the barrel
Yeah.
before this,
Yeah.
How's the palate? Now the palate is a little different than the nose.
Yeah, there's a big disconnect, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a little. I think it's a big disconnect. Weird.
Okay, so let me ask this question: is it good?
Yes, it is. It's just different.
Different.
Yeah, this is
It's
very
almost
different.
like
I might prefer the Reposado to this.
Me too.
Dylan?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what it's adding here. It's a really different profile, right? It's a little more sugar. I don't know, but I think the balance is not as good.
It is different, but I'm gonna kind of stay with what I said. Is I think the repos, I'd save the money and buy the repo for this. There's not a huge amount of barrel coming through, and what it does add, I don't know that I prefer.
There's a little bit of like saltiness at the end, but I don't know. I don't know what this is adding. I'm trying to figure out. It's not like sweeter. It doesn't have more barrel necessarily, right?
Yeah.
You don't get more barrel taste. There's a little tannic flavor at the end, but
It's not accentuating anything to the repo to me.
right.
It's adding something, but I don't know that I like it better. So,
Yeah, it's a pass for me.
well, let's move on to the extra añejos and see if it changes our minds.
Finally.
Okay, so as you can see, there are 2 extra añejos, as we mentioned. The first one that we're going to be trying here is their 3-year-old añejo.
36 months?
36 months. Let's get a quick look at the bottle. 80 proof. Look at that. Looks very much like the regular añejo bottle, just with the word extra in front.
Is that darker?
Because the color,
I feel like it's
Well, no, dude. Look at that. That looks the
maybe
same.
slightly.
We'll show it in the camera here. Not much.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I mean. Like, I think because of the
Very
reusing of the barrels, you can see the black label. Turn sideways here. Yeah, it is darker. A tiny bit, maybe.
Not much, dude.
But not much. Not much.
Oh, now that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. So
That's what I'm
how's the
talking
nose?
Much more bold.
Wow.
Not only do you get the
more
candy.
full, actually, I would say.
okay,
It's like a butterscotch in here. You getting
yeah,
that?
it's like this bold agave, bold brown sugar, white sugar. There's a little bit of that mint.
Oh, it's butterscotch all day.
Butterscotch.
I'm totally stuck
Butterscotch,
on that flavor.
Okay, so we should talk price, though. There's a big jump in price here. So where the regular añejos in the $65 to $75 range, the 3-year extra is $100 to $120. So, man, look at the viscosity.
Totally worth it.
Look
Totally
at
worth
the
it.
viscosity.
Nah, totally worth it.
How's the palate?
Wow.
This tells me that I need to skip the añejo.
Oh
That's
my
it.
gosh. It's like a symphony.
It's night and day.
But you know what? This retains a bit
Profile.
of this.
The profile. Yeah.
There's that grassy agave that still comes through. And then
That's what I'm
there's
saying. Like, I think it's the best way. It's like it's just more full because like everything just like blossomed.
yeah, right now.
those two.
Yeah.
The extra and the regular Blanco. Wow, I think this is the first time Dylan picks the regular Blanco over the high proof Blanco.
So true.
I mean, this has bolder flavor, but this retains.
But this is
the
off.
G4
This is off
core.
profile.
Yeah, it's off
yeah,
profile.
It changes the
That's a
profile.
perfect
Changes
word.
the profile.
That's it. That's perfect.
But if I'm making a ranch water, maybe I am going for the 108. Get a little more of a kick.
Maybe.
Okay, anything else you guys picking up on this one? This is excellent.
Let's talk about the finish.
I think there's also more citrus.
Because we have to talk about the finish when there's extra age now, right? So what's the finish?
The pepper starts the finish, and then it gives way to that butterscotch that I got initially.
Sweetness. It's the sweetness.
It's the sweetness, and then there's the underlying agave is there the whole way through.
Yeah.
And the grassiness comes in at the very end
I agree.
of the finish.
But then underneath all that is the wood. It's it's the barrel.
yeah.
It's a barrel flavor that still continues.
Wow, it is such
It's really subtle though.
it is
It's
such
not like big influence. I think.
such a step up.
Oh yeah.
From the regular añejo. A huge improvement to me.
I explained to you that I have a relative who doesn't like that barrel flavor in any of his liquors, right? So this wouldn't be for him. This wouldn't be for him because that you can still taste that. I think
Although I don't
for
know,
that
The way it comes through though is
I would say the
it's
Repo.
really
I think
subtle
I
on the
think
barrel
Repo would be a better option for someone like that.
fair point. All right, guys, are you ready to see what happens when we kick up the age even more?
Yes.
Should we keep
I
this
feel
one
like
out?
we should save
Yes.
this.
Let's save it. Yeah. Okay, hand down the 5-year extra añejo. See, the only difference really in the bottle is that it has the 5 up there.
Has extra letters.
5 años. on the top up there.
5 años.
And it is 90 proof. Cinco.
Cinque.
Wow.
That's someone's name.
Cinque años, folks.
Cinque.
Comment below.
Cinque.
How Dutch just...
Cinco.
You dead?
Thank you.
What movie? You don't know.
Wait, what movie? Wait.
Cinque. You dead?
You gotta give us another hint.
I think you would give it away at this point.
From Dusk Till Dawn?
No.
Okay, so
That was in the comics.
the 5 year and the 3 year.
Did you show the colors?
The colors are almost identical.
Yeah, dude. They're the same.
Very close. The 5 might be a touch
maybe the 5
darker.
is... Yeah. A little bit.
Oh, okay, let's check the nose.
Different
Holy
still.
crap.
Wow.
So much sugar.
Oh, what is this?
Yeah, but it's also brighter. Dude.
And barrel. There's oak.
barrel.
There's a lot more oak coming through.
Oh my
But
goodness.
not a charred oak.
Oh
Not as
my
much.
goodness. I'm getting bourbon.
Yeah.
I'm getting bourbon.
There's a distinct like whiskey. Mm-hmm. But I kind of detected that back here on the repo. Like it's very, very subtle.
Not like this. This is
Wow. It's
heavily influenced.
it's really like first oak whiskey flavor.
It is so woody.
Yeah.
But not like a charred wood.
No.
It's almost like a virgin wood. Like
You're like gnawing on wood.
uncharred oak.
Wow.
It really is like uncharred
Basically,
oak.
give this to who's never, like a whiskey lover who's never tried tequila.
But it's a different kind of oakiness. Like it's not that tannic oakiness that you get. It's like a bright
but
oakiness.
it's
like a
bright.
fresh cut
Definitely
oak.
bright.
You know what I'm thinking? It reminds me of like Maker's 46. Like all the experimental ones with like different wood
Different
in it.
staves, yeah.
Like the different staves, you get some of those like
French stave that
Yeah,
you
so,
like so
yeah.
much.
Some of those weird ones where like the stave really is like
Right.
front and
In
center.
your face,
Like
yeah.
this one, it tells me like, okay, this one had that flavor.
But this retains the agave essence still to me.
But I think
Not as much as the 3 year, but it's still there.
but
On
the whiskey
finish.
flavor, but the whiskey flavor is coming
Profile
through.
feels skewed to me.
Yes,
You know what I
thank
mean?
you,
Because
thank you.
because
yeah.
of the influence.
I think the balance is off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
A little
what?
too oaky.
I still say.
Yeah, this is...
Those two?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
That's
think I'm
it.
with you.
All right, guys. Well, let's do a little recap then. Jules,
Yeah.
you can pick. Let's reset these here. You can pick one.
Ooh.
Just one of these to add to your collection. Which one are you adding?
Oh, that's a good call.
It's a good call, huh? It's a good
Yeah,
question.
because...
hard.
Yeah.
That's actually hard.
I only had to pick one. I guess I would... yeah.
The 3 year,
I think I would just go for the 3.
Dylan.
Yeah.
I
3
think I
year.
would just skip the Blanco.
Extra year, huh?
I'm with you
Don't
guys.
need it.
That's the one. If I had to pick one out of this
One,
lineup, that's
yeah.
the one. Okay.
I mean, this makes sense.
It gives me
right?
the grass.
'Cause you have
It gives
both.
me the agave.
But
It
you
gives
have
me.
enough of the profile.
It gives me the core profile of G4, and then like sprinkles it with that
I
like
agree.
that beautiful
let's
barrel
take
finish.
Let's take the expensive ones out of the question now. So ignoring the extras, which of the more core lineup would you tell people to get?
Yeah, I think it's going to be this.
I'm actually here.
Really?
I'm thinking that
Wow.
if you can only take one of these, I
Yeah.
would take the Repo.
It's so subtle
yeah.
that it's not like offensive.
You say
at all.
Blanco?
Yeah.
I mean, the Blanco's great, but I think what this brings to the table is kind of like a foreshadowing of what comes down here almost.
Yes, right.
Yeah, it's
And that's why
definitely a build
I
up
think
to it.
it's. I think that I would pick the Repo. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of versatility here because I think you can make this into a cocktail, and it'll function like a Blanco.
Yeah.
But if you have it neat, then it functions as a like very well-rounded, balanced spirit.
And it's more it as a Repo goes. I think it leans more towards the Blanco.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I like it.
Yeah, it's great.
Clean. It's
I
very
got it.
clean.
All right, guys.
Wow.
Excellent drink through here. I really enjoyed this one. What a great lineup. from
This
G4.
this one was a surprise.
It was a surprise.
I thought I was gonna,
Twists
you know,
and
it's gonna
turns
be
and-
this, but yeah.
I thought this for you.
Yeah, I thought-
to be
again, I
honest.
always think the high proof for
Yeah,
Dylan.
me too.
Yeah.
But at the
That
end of
was
the
a
day,
surprise.
I mean, I think the highlights of this one, if we had to pick the highlight reels, the Blanco, the Repo, and the 3 year extra.
That's right.
But what a great
What do you
lineup.
say about the 5 though? Just don't even bother them.
I'd say if you really
This is
like
for the
oaky-
connoisseur.
If you like
Yeah.
This is
oaky,
for the connoisseur. Yeah, if you collect G4 and you like, okay, I need something more.
Right.
I think this is reasonable.
Yeah.
This is the connoisseur's drink.
and I think they have a 55 month as well.
Right.
which would be an interesting one to try. So I got nothing else to say. Jules, take us out.
Tell us what you guys think in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up for like this episode or thumbs down. Either way, just let us know. Subscribe for more videos from Curiosity Public. If you want to help the channel out, please consider joining Curiosity Private, which is our membership program here on YouTube. We may also be on Patreon by now, so be sure to check out the link in the comments or in the description. You can also help by buying a t-shirt. We have a t-shirt store link in the description as well. Check out our podcast on the major podcast platforms out there. As always, stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay curious.
I want to keep adding more stuff so that it's harder and harder.
Everything.
His mental list is like scrolling in his brain.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
kind
not
of a
even
bombshell,
scrolling.
man, that the 3-year was that much better.
Said like our MySpace account. Add us
Napster.
add us on ICQ.
Write us a letter at the following address.
Yeah.
Call our 1-900 number.
Like play our music on Winamp and
Winamp.
Now downloadable on Napster.
yeah. Thanks, Lars.